What if the greatest story ever told, a narrative woven into the very fabric of our civilization, had a secret final chapter, a revelation that could rewrite history as we know it? Imagine a tale that begins not with an empty tomb, the cornerstone of faith for billions, but with a hidden one, concealed from the world for centuries, its existence a closely guarded secret. A tomb filled not with the absence of a body, but with the bones of Jesus of Nazareth and his family, a physical testament that challenges the very essence of established belief. These remains, it's claimed by some, were spirited away across continents, embarking on a perilous journey through treacherous landscapes and across vast oceans. This was orchestrated by a clandestine order, a brotherhood shrouded in secrecy, sworn to protect them from those who would seek to suppress the truth. The assertion is bold, almost unbelievable. These relics, potentially the most significant in human history, capable of reshaping our understanding of faith and history, are not lost to time, scattered to the winds, but secured in secret vaults, hidden deep beneath the surface, somewhere in the United States, awaiting a time of revelation. This story weaves together the intricate mysteries of the Knights Templar, their legendary power, their hidden knowledge, and their enduring legacy. It delves into the enigma of a controversial Jerusalem tomb, an archaeological site that has sparked debate and ignited controversy among scholars and theologians alike. And it introduces us to a modern group, a secretive organization claiming to be the inheritors of this ancient knowledge, guardians of a truth that, if revealed, could shake the very foundations of Christianity, challenging its core tenets and forcing a reevaluation of its historical narrative. The implications are staggering, almost unfathomable. If Jesus' bones truly exist, a tangible link to the man himself, it would challenge the core doctrine of resurrection, the cornerstone of Christian belief, and reframe him not as a divine being, but as a mortal man, subject to the same fate as all humanity. The guardians of this secret, the protectors of this potentially world-altering truth, claim to be a modern incarnation of the Knights Templar, carrying on their legacy of secrecy and protection. They believe they are inheriting a sacred mission, entrusted with safeguarding a different version of the truth, one that challenges the accepted narrative and demands a reevaluation of history. They say they're waiting, patiently observing, for humanity to be ready, both intellectually and spiritually, to receive it, to confront the implications of this profound revelation. Today, after centuries of silence and secrecy, that story, that potentially earth-shattering revelation, is finally emerging from the shadows, ready to challenge everything we thought we knew. The source of this extraordinary claim, the one that has captured the attention of historians and religious scholars alike, is Timothy W. Hogan, a figure shrouded in as much mystery as the relics he claims to possess. He holds the esteemed position of Grand Master of a modern chivalric order, a society steeped in tradition and historical reenactment. This order boldly proclaims itself as the direct continuation of the original Knights Templar, the legendary warrior monks of the Crusades. They believe they are the inheritors of a sacred trust. Hogan is not just a leader, he's also an author and lecturer, delving into subjects that often challenge conventional wisdom. He is particularly well known in esoteric circles, where his ideas are both celebrated and scrutinized. His reputation stems from his extensive research into hidden histories, forgotten narratives, and sacred sites scattered across the globe. Recently, he stepped into the limelight, making headlines with a claim that sent shockwaves through the archaeological and religious communities. Hogan asserted that his order possesses the Jesus family ossuaries, ancient containers used for the bones of the deceased. These ossuaries, bone boxes containing human remains, are believed by some to hold the key to understanding the true history of Jesus and his family. According to Hogan, these priceless artifacts are now safely stored in a secure location within the United States. Hogan presents his group not merely as a historical society, but as a living continuation of the Templar mission, a sacred duty passed down through generations. Their purpose, he claims, is safeguarding a Gnostic understanding of Jesus' teachings, a perspective often at odds with mainstream Christian doctrine. For mainstream historians, deeply rooted in established methodologies, Hogan is a controversial figure to say the least. He operates outside the traditional structures of academia, pursuing his research independently. His conclusions are often based on private traditions and interpretations rather than peer-reviewed scholarship. Critics dismiss him as a purveyor of pseudo-history, someone who presents unsubstantiated claims as factual accounts. Yet, his followers see him as a courageous truth-teller, a visionary willing to challenge the established order. His willingness to go public with such extraordinary claims, to step into the arena of public opinion, makes this story impossible to ignore, regardless of one's personal beliefs. Whether based on verifiable fact or elaborate fiction, Hogan's claim has reignited a passionate debate, forcing us to reconsider long-held assumptions. It has opened up new avenues of inquiry about the greatest secret, or perhaps the greatest mystery in Christian history. The world is watching, eager to see what new revelations, if any, will come to light. To truly grasp the weight of Hogan's audacious claim, to understand its potential impact on history and faith, we must embark on a journey back in time to revisit the origins of the original Knights Templar. We need to understand their rise, their secrets, and their ultimate fall. This legendary order was founded in 1119, born from the necessity to protect vulnerable Christian pilgrims making their arduous journey to the Holy Land. Over time, through strategic alliances and shrewd financial dealings, they became incredibly powerful, accumulating vast wealth and influence across Europe. But beyond their power and wealth, the Knights Templar were also shrouded in an aura of deep secrecy, their inner workings and true objectives known only to a select few. Their headquarters were strategically located on Jerusalem's Temple Mount, a site of immense religious and historical significance. Legends began to circulate, whispering that the Templars had discovered something profound and potentially dangerous beneath Solomon's temple. It wasn't merely a matter of gold and jewels, of material treasure, but a secret, a revelation so significant that it purportedly gave them unprecedented influence over the decisions of kings and even the Pope himself. Some theories suggest that this secret was proof of Jesus' bloodline, evidence of a family that had been deliberately suppressed by the Church. Others believe it was the discovery of powerful relics, objects imbued with divine energy and capable of reshaping the religious landscape. The Templars' dramatic and sudden downfall in the early 1300s, orchestrated by King Philip IV of France, only served to fuel the already rampant speculation and conspiracy theories surrounding their true purpose and the nature of their secrets. Though officially disbanded and condemned by the Church, the legend persists, whispering that a select few Templars managed to escape the purge, taking with them their accumulated knowledge, their hidden treasures, and the earth-shattering secrets they had guarded for so long. Modern-day groups, like the one led by Hogan, claim direct descent from these surviving Templars, suggesting that they have been secretly continuing the Templar mission, safeguarding their secrets and awaiting the opportune moment to reveal them to the world. In this intricate and historically charged context, the alleged bones of Jesus would represent the ultimate treasure, the most significant and potentially disruptive secret of all. A secret that has been meticulously protected and concealed for centuries, waiting to be unearthed. The myth endures, captivating imaginations and fueling endless speculation. A secret so powerful, so profound that its revelation could irrevocably change our understanding of history, religion, and the very foundations of our beliefs. And now, after centuries of silence, it's resurfacing, threatening to shatter the established order and rewrite the narrative of human history. In 1980, a construction crew in Talpio, Jerusalem, uncovered a 2,000-year-old tomb containing 10 limestone ossuaries. 6 bore inscriptions: Yeshua bar Yosef, Jesus, son of Joseph; Maria, Yose, Yehuda bar Yeshua, Judah, son of Jesus; Mariamne, Mara, and Matya. These names closely match those of Jesus and his family in the New Testament. The most debated, Mariamne Mara, argued by some to be Mary Magdalene. If authentic, the tomb would suggest Jesus had a son and was buried like any mortal, challenging the doctrine of resurrection. Mainstream scholars countered that these names were common and the inscriptions open to interpretation. Despite skepticism, the Talpiot tomb captured the public imagination. The ossuaries were catalogued and most bones reburied, but controversy lingers. Timothy Hogan now claims his order possesses these very artifacts. The mystery deepens. Hogan's story takes a dramatic turn. He alleges the bones from the Talpiot tomb were not all reburied. Instead, his Templar order, with help from insiders, secured the ossuaries and moved them to a secret vault in the United States. The motivation? To protect them from suppression or destruction by powerful institutions. Hogan claims the order is waiting for a time when humanity is ready for the truth. There's no independent verification, no evidence, no paper trail, only the order's secret history. For believers, secrecy is proof. For skeptics, it's a modern myth. Hogan claims the U.S. vaults hold the complete set of Talpiot ossuaries, Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and their family, including a son, Judah. The vaults are described as climate-controlled, highly secure, and filled with other sacred relics and documents. These items, he says, reveal the original teachings of Jesus, focused on personal enlightenment and the divine within. The order believes powerful forces would destroy these artifacts to protect doctrine. By hiding them, the Templars see themselves as guardians of a revolutionary idea about Jesus' true message. The relics are treated as sacred, accessible only to the highest initiates. For now, their existence rests on faith in Hogan's word. If Jesus' bones exist, what does that mean for resurrection? Hogan's order teaches it was never meant to be physical. Instead, resurrection is a metaphor for spiritual awakening, a core idea in Gnosticism. Salvation comes through personal knowledge of the divine, not dogma. Hogan's teachings also embrace reincarnation. The soul evolves through many lifetimes. Jesus, in this view, was a master soul guiding humanity's spiritual journey. The bones confirm his mortality, but not his message. The order claims to restore the original empowering teachings of Jesus, inner transformation, not blind faith. They argue the physical resurrection was a simplification by the early church. The bones, they say, unlock Jesus' authentic spiritual legacy. Another explosive claim, Mariamne Mara was Mary Magdalene, Jesus' wife and mother of his child, Judah. This transforms the story from theology to dynastic history, elevating Mary Magdalene as co-holder of Jesus' teachings. Legends say she fled to France, carrying the Holy Grail, the royal bloodline and Gnostic wisdom. The bones of Judah, son of Jesus, become proof of a suppressed lineage. Protecting this bloodline is central to the Templar mission. The narrative recasts early Christianity as a dynasty, with the church erasing Mary Magdalene's role. For Hogan's order, restoring her legacy is key to revealing the full truth. So where does this leave us? Hogan's story offers answers to ancient mysteries and promises a hidden truth. For some, it's a compelling alternative to mainstream religion. For others, it's modern myth. Mainstream scholars point to the lack of evidence. The ossuaries aren't missing, there's no proof of a secret transfer, and the names are common. DNA testing could, in theory, settle the debate, but Hogan refuses, calling it desecration. This refusal is a red flag for skeptics. Ultimately, belief in the Templar secret remains a matter of faith. Without proof, the story lives in the shadows. Mystery versus consensus, gnosis versus dogma. Is it the greatest secret ever kept or an elaborate hoax? The story forces us to question history.